Hello to all of my BPTV fans, YouTube fans, Facebook fans. I'm Alan Levine, the Talking Machine. I'm doing my 50th Talking Machine show, and I have another great guest to inspire you. Please tell us your name.
My name is Dr. Bobby Moore. I'm a chiropractor on the north side of Pennsylvania.
And
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That is great. I tried to prep him, folks, and he's very smart, and he's a good guy. He's one of the most interesting guests I have because I only know him for about a week. A good friend of mine, Kelly Robbins, took me to another friend of mine, Kelly Frost, Peel, P-E-E-L, all caps, event at Crown Plaza right here in Bethel Park. And I see Kelly because I'm always early. And she goes, Al, I got a man I want you to meet. You're going to like him. Well, she was right, and I got a new friend. And I'm going to ask you some questions. We'll get down to the basics here. Where did you grow up, Bobby?
I grew up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Can I say Latrobe?
You can say however you want. I allow it.
Okay, because you said that the other day. I was testing you. How'd I do?
You did great.
I listened.
You did great. There'll be people be proud of there.
Okay, I salute you. And what school or schools did you go to?
I went to Derry High School,
Okay.
and then I graduated my undergraduate degree at Pitt, University of Pitt, and then I was recruited to play rugby at Palmer College of Chiropractic.
Rugby. Well, we got to dig back.
Well,
When did you play sports? When did you start playing sports?
as soon as I was able to. So I started.
2 or 3 years old? Or,
I started
or-
playing t-ball, and then in high
Okay.
school, and middle school, I did track and field and football.
Do you come from a sports family?
Not necessarily, no. My brother did. My dad was, blue collar. Mom was white collar, working.
I got the blue collar dad too.
Exactly.
But I have a sports family.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we have a sports family, but I was always just wanted to be outside and playing. And
You were active.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you wanted to compete, I'll bet.
Yeah, we were at a competitive streak back in the day, for sure.
Well, all of us that have achieved stuff have to have that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, to all of you, sometimes you have to tone it down a bit.
Right.
Because you want to be able to play. Here's the secret, guys like us, and I'm lumping you in it. We learned how to play with others because of sports. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say?
I completely agree.
And, doesn't matter whether you're good or bad. You learn about a team, then you learn about something called winning. Like everybody wants to participate and do this, but no, if you truly want to play sports and succeed, you want to win.
Right.
And you have to learn how to handle winning and losing.
Right.
And you learn lessons like that.
Yeah.
What position did you play in T-ball starting out?
In T-ball.
I'm going back. All right, Little League.
Yeah,
Let's
Little
go
League. I was I did catcher. I was a catcher for most of the years.
We would get along perfect.
Yeah.
I was a pitcher.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
They tried to have me pitch, but that wasn't my style.
Well, I've told them my story. 11 years old, I threw the ball in from center field
Okay.
in the air to the catcher, got a guy out. After the game, coach came up to me and he goes, I was shy then. He goes, Alan, that was a great throw. You did well. And I go, thanks. He goes, you ever think of pitching? I go, no. He goes, we need pitchers next year when you're 12. Would you want to pitch? And I paused, and I go, I could try it.
Yeah.
He goes, well, do it. So I had a great cousin that was a 5'5", great pitcher.
Okay.
Taught me how to follow through, put my body into it, not
Yeah.
my arm, don't aim the ball.
Yeah.
He coached me up so great, I got to brag. My son says, Dad, you got to stop bragging. Well, I did it. Averaged 2 strikeouts per inning.
All right.
My catcher's hand was bloody. They had to get a rag and a sponge. Greg Kirby, shout out to him.
Is this in Little League or high school?
Little League. That's how
Impressive.
hard I
That's
threw.
impressive.
My cousin and my dad worked with me. My dad couldn't catch me too much, so he had the boards, the wooden slats.
Yeah.
Upper right, lower left, upper left, lower right.
Okay.
I had control that was unbelievable.
Okay.
I ended up winning 7 games, lost 1 and cried like a baby. And I had 2 no-hitters.
Wow. That's impressive
and
for that
I went
age.
on pitching from then, and we didn't have the best green tree teams,
Okay.
but I was one of the better pitchers.
Very nice. Very cool.
And I had good catchers. They were good. They could handle that fastball and all my high heat.
That
hard
helps.
curve, slider.
My best friend growing up, the Little League team I played, he was the pitcher. So
Nice.
it was a cool
Did you
combination.
like calling the signals and
We
pitches?
actually didn't even do that. It was just free range. You got
Did
the,
you
got the
really?
yeah, you just got. I mean, little league, you just got to pitch what you wanted to pitch.
Right. No, I just threw a fastball all day long. High, low, inside, whatever. They look back at the catcher's mitt and try to hit there. So I pitch them inside
There you go.
all day long. And they're like, "You're going to hit me." And I go, "I don't think so. Watch where you're at." But I had fun. And what did you do in high school when you got into high school? What did you want to play?
High school was football. I did
What
football.
position?
I was a running back, and then
You got some speed then?
I got a little
You look
speed.
powerful.
A little speed. And that's right. So then I do have some speed. So I was a track runner, 100 meter and 200 meter dash. And,
That is good speed if you're doing those
well,
two.
I was a big fish in a small pond. So I do really well in our local meets, and then once I got to the Whippy and further on,
Well, I
was the
appreciate
slowest one.
somebody being humble.
Yeah.
Keystone Oaks was up with Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon, Bethel Park, Cannon Mac, because we just had enough kids back in the 70s to hit that level.
Sure.
After I graduated, they dropped down a section.
Oh, that'd have been nice.
And they had winning teams, and I said, "What kind of timing?" That that's how life goes. So I know about the little fish in a big pond.
That was me.
That's what we were.
Yeah. So they had me a running back on offense, but we had a smaller team, so we played both ways. And it's interesting, funny too. They started me out as defensive back.
Okay.
Wasn't that great? So it was linebacker. You're just gonna hit people. You're a defensive end now. And then since I was faster, they had me on the weak side all the time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You could come around and tackle these people
that's
and
what
hit
I
a
did.
quarterback once in a while.
Yeah. My only 15 minutes of football, high school football fame was I had a school record for tackles in a game.
How many?
I don't remember.
Wow, you're a modest man.
Yeah.
Dr. Bobby,
it didn't
you
last
are-
very long.
See, you can have success and be modest. Shout out to my son Drew. I did it, and I'm bragging.
There you go. You got to brag for yourself, because if no one else is going to.
Well, exactly. Plus, they're great memories, and it'll inspire somebody else.
Completely
Look,
agree.
I didn't even think about being a pitcher,
Right?
and then that was my career after that.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, and I had success in things. Now, all right, you graduated high school. What did you want to be when you got out of high school? Because a lot of kids don't know.
I'll be honest, I didn't know either.
Okay, that's why I prefaced it that.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to help people. I was big into exercise and fitness and healthcare. So
You worked out all the time?
Yeah, my brother and I saved up our allowance money, and I think I was 12 or 11 years old. We bought our first weight bench from a
Get
sporting
out.
goods store, and that's ever since then it was game over for me.
You
I
still
was,
pumping iron now?
always, yeah.
You look
at
it.
least 3-4 times a week.
This is what you can do, being inspired as a kid with a strong brother.
Consistency is what.
And your
is the
parents
goal.
backed you in sports?
Oh yeah. My father unfortunately passed away when I was 11.
Oh
but
my, I'm sorry to hear that.
He brought me up, and he was a big baseball fan, so
Right.
that's who got me into t-ball, and then he got me into the Teener League, and that's when I played through Little League and Teener League.
Yeah.
And then my mom was just amazingly supportive at all my football games, all my track meets, no
What a
matter
strong
where they
mom
were.
you have.
She was amazing, absolutely amazing.
We were blessed with great mothers.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, that is great.
Very thankful for that.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
You
Mom.
want to shout out? Tell her, say her name.
Yeah, Jan Moore. She's still lives in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. She actually came into her appointment with me earlier today, this morning.
Ah.
And she helps out a lot, her and my mother-in-law, Tina Cease, who's in Plum, Pennsylvania. So they help a lot with the little kids we have. now.
Well, since you brought up some family, I do a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
You can shout out to your wife and your kids.
All right, so I have Michelle. She's the amazing wife and great mother of my kids. She has way more patience than I do with them, which I'm very
You acquire
thankful
more
for.
as you get older. though.
I've acquired a lot of patience in the last 4 years. And then two young kids. I got my daughter Isla. She's 4 years old. My son Axton. He just turned 2 last week.
Whoa! Happy birthday.
Yeah.
No, those are great times. My kids have a 3-year difference. So.
Yeah. Well, if I can brag even more,
Yeah, go
it was
ahead.
take your daughter to work day, so she was helping me out this morning, and then I thought about bringing her with me, but I didn't know. But so I have socks with her picture on it.
Whoa!
So I wore
we
her
may have
socks.
to get a picture of that.
Okay.
So now you're going to college. Where did you go?
Well, so I went to Pitt for my undergrad.
Okay. Well, I heard you earlier. I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, Pitt at Greensburg. I started out the Westmoreland Community College, so I did my first 2 years there, and that's when I was
That's
really
smart because you save money.
so much money. And started playing when football season was over in high school. I got hooked up with the local Greensburg Rugby Club. It was a men's
Whoa.
club, so I was playing
I
them.
know relatives and friends that got into rugby from football. Some of them were a little shorter, but they were beasts with rugby. How
Yeah.
did you do?
That was if I had any sport that was built for me, it was rugby. I excelled as much as you could, as much as I could, I guess.
Well, with the
in
skills
States.
and the competition, you
Yeah.
stepped your game up.
I had to step it up a little bit, but it was the game made more sense to me once I learned it
Well,
compared
it's you
to like
running,
football.
and you got goals on what you're trying to do, and they're
Yeah.
trying to tackle you.
Exactly.
So that's like
It
playing.
makes more simple.
That's like playing as kids. I don't know if you ever did it. Kill the guy with the ball.
That's when I explain people that don't understand rugby, I was like, it's exactly like that with a couple rules.
See how?
I like it.
Because I had a nephew after college, and he said he's playing rugby, and I go, "Hey, you just took that kill the guy with the ball that you did with your sisters and brothers and
Yes.
friends?" He
Yes.
goes, "Yeah, but it's better."
Yes, exactly. There's rules and there's a referee.
No.
So I played with the Greensburg team for a while, and then I was at that point over the course of a couple years, I had decided, looking at medical doctor, DO, pharmacy, I looked at
Right.
physical therapy, and chiropractic.
Did you have good grades in school?
I did. I had pretty good grades. Yeah, I was not high honors, but honor roll.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew I wanted to help people. That's kind of what I. And then my final decision to be a chiropractor was I like work with my hands. I like helping people. I didn't.
That's
want-
a good combo.
Exactly, and I didn't want to. After I shadowed all those different healthcare fields, I determined I didn't want to, just be writing.
When did you
prescriptions
decide
or-
then?
So about whenever I was probably my junior.
That makes sense.
college,
You're a
yeah.
little bit older then.
And that's whenever I found out I was going to chiropractic school. I was actually 2 weeks away from moving to a campus in Florida. Palmer College of Chiropractic had a campus
Get
in
out.
Florida, and their original campus is Davenport, Iowa. And my rugby coach at the time, he goes, "Hey, they give scholarships in Iowa?" And I go, "I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Iowa." So I packed up, and I was thankfully I was good enough to get a scholarship, and that's when I went to Davenport, Iowa, and I played rugby for 3 years out there.
This is an inspiring story. Listen to this.
Well, then we actually did a really good team. We had a bunch, not necessarily me. I was probably low on the totem pole, but we had a bunch of international players.
Really?
Yeah, some from Canada, some from South Africa. A couple from our coach was from New Zealand.
That is so cool.
So we had a great core group of
You had
guys.
to deal with different accents and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Not just from the Latrobe area and Pittsburgh
know.
area, from
I know.
Pitt and stuff.
We had an English coach who used to call the ball a potato, so we had to learn how to deal with that. But
Yeah,
we actually
run with a potato, right?
If I can brag about that team a little bit
Yes.
real quick, we did pretty well. We finished 3rd and 4th in the nation the years I was
That's
there.
in the nation.
In the nation. So we went to the Final Four. It was in Glendale, Colorado.
How was that?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was a great game. It was close.
Big
but,
crowd?
um
For what you would have.
for
No,
Division
for
One
what
men's
rug-
rugby in the
yeah.
United States, it was fairly big. Yeah, it was,
No, I'm
I mean-
saying compared to your other crowds that you had.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just going there. We're going national.
yeah, a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A lot bigger.
Yeah. We got to put it in perspective.
Yeah, and then it was, that was great. Then I graduated, and I took a little break from rugby to focus on my career. Moved out to Las Vegas, where I initially took a position.
Why Las Vegas?
I wanted to get away from the winter for a little bit. Yeah, and I wanted to get out west for some time. So,
And that's a great city. If
Yeah.
you don't gamble, it's even better.
yes,
But if you do gamble, just bet a certain amount.
Right.
I've been there 8 times. My girlfriend who passed liked to gamble, so we'd go out there. I had cousins that one's a principal in Hendersonville there, and families there. And
yeah. It's honestly it's a great town, and I think it gets a bad rap with the nickname Sin City and the casinos. Of like you said, if you're not a gambler, it's a great city. And one thing a lot of people don't know, if you love the outdoors, it's an amazing city for the outdoors.
I've heard that.
Yeah, amazing city. That's
Definitely.
what I miss the most is the outdoors
And
out there.
it's a 24-hour city.
It is.
So if you get an inspiration at 3 in the morning, there's thousands of people out there with you, whether it's gambling or not.
Exactly.
My story with my dad, he went out there. He's not a big gambler. He liked the lotteries and was a basketball referee, so he liked the sports.
Okay.
So it's like 3 in the morning, and we're roommates, and we're going to my cousin's wedding, his nephew. And I go, Dad, you want to get a breakfast? They have these surf and turf breakfasts.
Yeah.
And he
the
goes-
the buffet's out there.
He goes, this is like in the early 2000s. He goes, yeah, I'd love to. So we both get surf and turf for like $10
Yeah,
each.
exactly.
And he loved it. He was telling everybody. And my son treated, big spender.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're confirming that. How cool is that, right?
Yeah, great. I mean, the food out there is great. Entertainment's fantastic. There's always something to do.
Yeah, and then you got boxing. You got all kind of events. Now you got teams there.
The Final Four, the college Final Fours, that was the they said that, you know, I had patients that worked in, a lot of patients that obviously worked in the hotels,
Yeah.
and they said the Final Four for basketball and Super Bowl is the busiest time for the Las Vegas Strip.
And they're busy to begin with. They get
Mm-hmm.
millions of people. We're a center for people coming to. A lot of visitors come here,
Yeah,
but not like Vegas.
yeah, that's probably got to be one of the top.
Oh, it
cities
is
for that,
worldwide.
I imagine.
Yeah, no doubt. So now you meet your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you meet her?
Well, I met her in the area, in the Pittsburgh region.
Well, I had to try to backdate a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yeah, we gotta
only got
backpedal
about
there.
13 minutes to get into your business and stuff. I'm trying to dot all the I's and cross the T's right now.
Definitely.
So you meet her around here.
Yes.
So when did you get married? Before you graduated or after you graduated?
You know,
I got to pry a little.
I couldn't. No, you're fine. I couldn't stay away from her. I moved away to college. We did the long distance relationship when I moved to Iowa,
Sure.
and that's when I decided, you know, she was the one. That's when I asked her to marry me, and then I got her. She moved out with me to finish.
That is a great story.
Yeah, so she finished. She helped me, and we moved in together when we were engaged out in Iowa,
Nice.
and then broke college kids. We packed up everything in 2 little cars, moved to Las Vegas, and then we got.
You were on your way to gamble on your life
Pretty
and
much.
career.
Pretty much.
What a city to do it in.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love the synchronicity of that.
You're not going to believe this, but the doctor I went to associate with and I took position with, his name was Yeager. His last name was Yeager.
No
So
way.
calling up my mom, like, hey, Mom, I took a position in Las Vegas. I'm going to work with Dr. Yeager. She's like, are you joking with me?
Tell the folks why, because some of them may not get it.
Yeah, well, Jägermeister, the drink.
Yes.
That's
We have
that's a
some
good
young
point.
folks that do watch it.
That's
so
a good point.
if you do drink carefully.
Always.
Definitely.
And don't drive. Do
but
not
no,
drive.
I was ready to start chuckling. That is a great story.
Isn't it
Dr.
interesting?
Yeager.
She thought I was joking at first. And most people that I told at the time, they were like, okay, where are you really going?
Well, there's too many things we have in common, my new friend. My last night working at the Post-Gazette was November 7th, 2010. And we'd work on that same Sunday paper Saturday night. Well, we'd have an hour and a half, 2 hours for lunch. So we'd go up to a local pizza shop, and guys go, hey, Al, we know you don't drink much, but could we buy you a shot? And I go, how about I used to drink peppermint schnapps as a shot, but they were out of style. So I said, how about a Jägermeister?
Yeah.
And they bought me one, and I won't tell you how many. And I went back to work, and I have lots of friends.
Okay.
I completed the night, drove home safely. I don't advise everybody to do it.
Yeah.
God blessed me.
Definitely.
That's how I ended my career.
Is it really?
So
That was
when
your
you
last
brought
day?
Jaeger, yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was a Saturday night.
That's
How
interesting.
cool is that to be new friends?
It's amazing that the paper didn't go out blank the next day
Well,
or go out at all.
I won't say this too loud, but there were a lot of people that drank during work. They didn't just have 5 martinis in the office. They had it in the production departments. Oops, this is off the record.
Well, I don't know if the statute of limitations, like you said, you're probably good.
Thank you, doctor. And I don't have any aches or pains.
Good.
I have fond memories of a chiropractor when I was a young senior. I had tendonitis and bursitis in both shoulders and my right arm, both.
Wow.
Tendonitis and bursitis. So after the season, I couldn't lift my arm to lift weights anymore, even to hold a steering wheel.
Ouch.
Doctor, I was holding the steering wheel like this. So
That's
I
young
went
to
to
feel
a
like that, too.
chiropractor,
Yeah.
and it was in Carnegie, a nice chiropractor. He worked on me, cracked things, and then he goes, we have to give you a cortisone shot
Oh, wow.
because it's so swollen. There's like spaces
Yeah.
in your tendonitis there.
I know a little bit about it.
I had no spaces.
Oh, he's degenerative.
No, it was that year playing football.
Okay.
It was so swollen.
Okay.
I was 190 going against 300-pound guys,
Wow.
and there was no quit.
Yeah.
And he goes, we got to give you a cortisone shot. The needle was this long. He goes, we can only give you 3, and I'm not afraid of needles. He goes, is that okay? I got to manipulate it.
Uh-huh.
It hurt like nobody's
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
The 1 helped. The 2 helped a little more, and I'm getting cracked up and realigned and everything because everything was out of alignment. The 3rd one did the trick.
Nice. Yeah.
And-
a lot of times with those, they're diagnostics, so they're going to inject one space, see that help? Did it not? And they're like, oh, it
I
didn't.
learned
Let's
that
go next."
later.
I know.
But when you see the manipulation,
yeah, yeah.
you know, and that was from my orthopedic guy gave me the shot.
I was going to say, I think the chiropractor
I didn't want you to clarify. I was telling my story,
Yeah.
a little embellishment, but I had a great orthopedic surgeon
Nice.
who was, you know,
And you know, I'm big on co-management. Like there's when it
there's
comes
a team to help Levine. Like I got Nick on
got
the
it.
camera here and
Yeah.
BPTV.
team to help Levine.
Makes me look good. It rhymes.
I like it.
No, and you know that. And now you're doing your chiropractic practice in Las Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. So
How many years did you do it there?
So I was there for practicing for 11 years, and I went out initially. Like I said, I wanted to get away from the cold for a little
you
bit.
did.
And we did. It was very, very hot.
Well,
very hot
I
out
was there once and I shared the stories. I only share one part of it.
Okay.
I was there for 114 degrees in the summer once, and I was also there in the winter for snow coming in one
Yeah,
of the casinos.
it's surprising they get snow out there from time to time.
And can I share that I was in a rainstorm once too?
Yeah. Sharing.
So you get everything there, and they don't have much water, but
we used to, my wife and I, the years we lived there, we actually looked forward to the rain because it was so infrequent. It was a nice
how
little
cool
change.
was it to watch?
Yeah, you can see you see the storms
You
blow
see
in.
it coming in for miles.
I will say once we actually had a sandstorm out there while I was there, and that was
I didn't get that.
it's a windstorm with a bunch of sand, and that was a little weird, but
Well, that'll take the paint off your car and house.
yeah, exactly.
I know a couple things. All right, back to the chiropractic business in Vegas. Did you have a good business there and clientele?
It was a great time. I initially was an associate, so I was an employee of another doctor. So I,
Well, you
saw
got to
patients
start
for
out
him.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Even if you're young, you got to start somewhere.
You just like, trial by fire, right? You just got to get in there and get going.
And
So-
were you good at it?
I mean, not to pat myself on the back, I thought I was pretty good.
Well, to me, if you got people coming to you and recommending you, and Kelly recommended me talk to you, I know you're good.
Well, thank you for that. And Kelly's, can't say enough nice things about Kelly. She's amazing.
We salute Kelly.
Yeah,
And she's a great networker, great business lady, and everything she does.
absolutely.
Truly.
Absolutely.
And she connected us. Now you're there 11 years, and you're coming back here for your 12th year, like me with my 12th year of my Pittsburgh Sportsline show. So we got more synchronicity.
Wow.
How
Yeah.
crazy is this?
So it was our reasoning was kids. We started popping out some kids and realized they're
Got the two.
They're a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking of things you don't think about before in your mid-20s. So schools, if we want to raise kids, not that Las
Yeah,
Vegas,
what's
wrong
next?
with Las Vegas.
Always
yeah.
what's next?
And then we wanted to help. So the old, I don't know if you ever heard of the Pittsburgh boomerang effect,
Yes.
but
There's a
full
lot
swing
of them.
brought us back. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my son had that minor. He was in the Navy, then he boomeranged back out of the Navy. And he
Right.
still lives with me now, between jobs right now. But he's my
Okay.
hero, gave me a kidney transplant, so
That's
he gave me the
awesome.
kidney. So
Wow.
yeah.
When was that?
That was 3.5 years ago. And
Doing
I'm
good?
doing great. Yeah,
great.
excellent. Perfect blood and urine labs. And I row now because I have extra energy. Row each
It's a
day.
good problem to have.
Yeah. I had energy before. You see how passionate I am.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't know I was diminished. So now that's a decision to come back, because then I'm assuming you have family here.
Right. Yeah, all of our families.
Family can help out,
They do, and they're great. We would be lost without them.
and that helps make decisions.
It does. It does. It pushes our decision. And honestly, we were a little hesitant to move back, but we didn't
Well,
realize
sure, you had success.
we didn't realize how much we missed the green, and to have some nearby water. Lake Mead out there is beautiful. It's amazing.
Right.
But we like having the rivers here. Are beautiful.
And we get rain consistently.
Rain consistently
Sometimes
now.
when we don't want to.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, so you're back. Now, tell me the name of your business, because if I'm not talking, I got to do some promoting.
Right. Well, so
You
it's-
can contact Dr. Bobby, because I'm inspired. If my back hurts now, I may have to see him.
It's Pittsburgh Spine and Injury Center. So
All right.
I,
Repeat it again, because I'm old.
Pittsburgh Spine and Injury Center.
How do they get a hold of you?
You can call. I have a pretty awesome website.
Give the number, say it, and then we'll put it up graphically.
Okay. Yeah, it's www.pittsburghspineandinjury.com. The number is 724-904-9245.
And how many days are you open each week?
I'm open 5 days a week.
Okay. What kind of hours?
I see patients from 8 a.m. first thing in the morning, until about 6 p.m. at night.
So you're an early riser.
I am. I am number one, but then my kids make me sure I'm an early riser.
Well, you have to be. Who's going to take
Yeah.
care of kids? We're
I
the
know.
only species we got to take care of our kids.
I know.
They don't grow up quickly in 6 months.
How unlucky we are.
Right. But look what we create and mold.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Definitely. No, so that's good. And hours all the time, 8 till 6.
Yeah, and what I really like about it, the practice I left in Las Vegas was very high volume, which was a lot of pros and cons for that. I got to help a lot of people, I got to meet a lot of people.
Right.
But it was very draining, very physically, emotionally, mentally draining. So when I opened my
Well,
practice
you have
here,
to be spot on with helping us.
yeah, exactly.
If
Yeah.
that's not pressure every patient,
Yep.
doctor, clarify that.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like you're doing, I don't want to say performance, but for lack of a better word, you're
Well,
on.
being a sports guy,
You're on.
that's like being up to bat all day long.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Well,
So-
I'm good like that.
Yeah, so one thing I really wanted to do when I opened my practice here was spend more time with patients, and I like the flexibility it offers.
And when did you move back?
Last May.
Okay, so it's your 1-year anniversary.
Exactly, yeah.
Here's what to do. Contact Dr. Bobby. I have chiropractic friends. I've interviewed chiropractors and other
nice,
doctors on my show. I won't mention where, but they know who they are. This is my newest chiropractor friend.
chiropractor.
Please contact him if you need any chiropractic help.
Thank
or
you.
your surgeons say that a chiropractor can help align which ails you.
Yeah. Well, a big misconception is that we are aligning stuff. Really not realigning anything. That would be very, very painful.
Exactly.
But
Well,
what
I say it being a layperson.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I hear that mostly every day. And really the big misconception is we're just helping joints move better.
You're adjusting.
Adjustment.
I
So
grabbed that word because I've seen it.
Yeah,
All right, we got about a minute and a half.
Oh, wow. Time flies when you're
It does when you're with me. And I always like to put out there, and we can go back to a little bit on your adjustments. Do you have anything to inspire somebody else that might want to be a chiropractor?
I would say just shadow. You know, I mean, I'm open if anyone's out there, they're ever interested, they want to see what it's like day in and day out. In the
You don't
in
care
the
what age
trenches.
they are?
Well, as long as they can walk and talk.
Thank you for the clarification. You are raising a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Exactly.
I listened to you.
We just, it's there's a lot of pros and cons, just with any profession, I'm sure. And
Sure.
it's great, but there's some headaches on the back end, and depending on where you're at, there's a lot of sweaty backs. But
And healthcare today is always an adventure.
it is, and
And I'm being kind.
unfortunately, yeah. I mean, and it's a big adventure. Yeah.
Right, and you can handle it. You have people in your office, and
Yeah, and one thing I really enjoy doing is being an advocate for patients when it comes to like insurances or injuries. Most patients don't realize that they're getting taken advantage of by insurances or at-fault parties.
we
and
can
stuff.
say
Yeah.
this, and I'll emphasize it before we end.
Yeah.
There's good doctors, bad doctors, just like good police, bad police, everywhere.
Yes.
You want the good doctors,
Yes.
and that's what we're trying to promote here. I have one here. I even talked briefly about adjusting you, not aligning you, and we can fix that. And we got to end the show here, Doc.
Bummer.
Thank you for being
Yeah.
a great guest
Thank you
again.
for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank all of you for watching and the great feedback on the shows. And we'll see you the second week in May for our 51st show. Bye-bye.